you take things so far to where you almost kill someone, what do you do with that? If you've ever had to set boundaries with someone that you care about because they choose to stay in a toxic domestic violence type relationship, this video is for you. It really sucks to be the person that is in this position because you are essentially losing having a relationship with someone that you really love, but there comes a point where you have to set boundaries to protect yourself and hopefully to encourage that person to maybe reconsider their decisions. And if they don't, then at least it's on them and not on you. But I've been going through this, and what I'm going through right now, I would probably consider gaslighting, because this individual is trying to make me feel like I'm in the wrong for my response to her choices. And the interesting thing is that I told this person in advance, hey, if you decide to be with that person again, then I'm going to have to set boundaries with you and not be involved with you, because there comes a point to where enough is enough. Like, I'm not sure what the gold standard is here on domestic violence. I would say one time, but apparently people that are going through domestic violence, it's definitely not one time, a lot of the time. So here's the scenario. This female had been in a relationship with this guy for, I don't know, a year or two. And apparently this was something that was going on behind the scenes a lot, and was kept from people that care about her. There came a point the last time that she had to get others involved because it was really serious. And it was to the point to where, you know, she was badly battered and beaten, and she was disfigured. She was black and blue and purple, from her head to her ears, her face, her neck, arms. It was a lot. And it was in the winter, and I think there was a lot of torturing going on, and this boyfriend of hers was doing all this while he had children in the other room, his children, and eventually he took his girlfriend's car and her phone and her money, her purse, and left her there in a very bad condition. But once he was gone, she finally decided to try to shower, to get cleaned up, and to try to find help. She didn't have a phone at this point, so she had to find a neighbor in the surrounding area to help. And once she found someone that would answer their door, I was called. And, you know, this individual didn't feel even comfortable with her going into his home, but he did allow her to sit in the yard and wait for me. And it was in January, so it was freezing cold where we lived, and it took me like 45 minutes to get there. So by the time I got there, you know, she's got wet hair, she's freezing, and she needed to be taken to the ER. So, you know, I took care of that, and I took care of getting the police involved and making sure that this individual was found and locked up. And helping this girl recover, and that involved, you know, having somewhere to stay, having someone to help try to get her stolen money back, handle legality stuff, getting her stolen car back, just a lot. And nursing her back to health until she could get back on her feet. And, you know, and I thought at that point, well, at least he is in jail and can't hurt her now. And I thought she was on the right path. She seemed like she realized, you know, apparently she wasn't the only one he's done this to, and I thought she was over it. But apparently she felt it was a good idea to get him out of jail and to sneak and be in a relationship with him again and not let any of her, you know, loved ones know. And, you know, once it finally did come to light, and I had awareness of it, you know, I pretty much was like, you knew where the line was with me and you in that situation, and you chose to cross the line. And so I try to be a person of my word and keep that. And she knows this about me, because I've always been like this. And now she doesn't like that I've been a woman of my word and keeping boundaries, very strict boundaries, because I don't want to support her in this relationship. Now, if she was to come to her senses, get out of this relationship, and clean up whatever mess she ends up in this time by herself this time, or with someone else's help, I'll be open to a relationship again with her. But I don't know. She thinks I'm in the wrong for this, and I don't. You know, it's a hard call. Sometimes when you're dealing with this, it really is, because naturally you want to protect this person, you want to keep them safe, you want to, you know, stay in the loop so you can make sure that they actually are okay. But the problem is, you know, she will continue to hide it as long as there's something going on, because she'll naturally know I'm someone that should not know what's going on. You know, and so it's just a lot of lying at this point. And there would be, even if I was to say, fine, I'll try to have more of a relationship with you while you're involved with him. But, you know, of course she tries to convince me that he's a changed man. And, you know, if that is true, he has daughters, and I hope it's true. I hope that somehow, miraculously, in the small amount of time that he was in jail this time, he somehow changed. But in my gut, I'm not feeling that, to be honest. And the problem is, too, you just can't undo what you've seen. You know what I'm saying? You can't undo those visuals. And it's never good to see someone that you love be battered and almost killed. So I don't know. What would you do? What would you do? You know? I want her to be happy. I do. And if he is magically a changed man and making her so happy now and treating her well, I wish them well. I just don't want to be involved in it. You know, but like I said, if she ever chose to not be in that relationship and wanted to reopen our relationship, I'd be open to it, but you know, there's only so much trust you can break with people. And there was a lot of trust broke during this scenario. So, yeah, I don't know. And fortunately for me, I've never been through domestic violence. I'm very thankful for that. You know, so I don't 100% understand. I have studied it because of the situation, but I don't know. I'm sure the person that I'm speaking about will see this video and she knows that I love her, which is why I feel so strongly about this. She just thinks I'm being judgmental. And she thinks I'm always judgmental. And there's probably been a lot of times that I have been. Now, I do try to hold a lot of space and grace for people at this point in life. But in this case scenario, you know, I don't know if you can call it being judgmental. I know people make mistakes, but this wasn't the first time. And because I had to help her during all that, I was exposed to a lot of her other abuse by him, because there was evidence. And so maybe I am being judgmental of him. I don't know if you call it that or not. I will say I always hope that people will take initiative to have self-love and self-care. And if you have been a bad person in life before and you can recognize that and improve that and do the work and the healing that you need to become a better person, I love that, and I wish that for anyone and everyone, because nobody is perfect. But when you take things so far to where you almost kill someone, what do you do with that? Yeah. Let me know your thoughts. I think I'm going to end here.